Hi, Collective. This is Tan doing a current energy or collective energy check-in. See what's going on around you, anything you need to look out for. These messages may not resonate with you. They may have resonated with a past situation, may resonate with the current situation, or maybe something you need to look out for future. Take only the messages that resonate and leave behind what doesn't. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, I'm not answering any yes or no questions. That's going to be postponed or suspended for now. I'm going to put that in the chat too. So if anyone asks a yes or no question or any question that pertains to like a personal reading type question, is going to be ignored. And I'm saying this respectfully in advance. Let's see. It's not it. Right here. Now. Okay. Putting it in the chat. Have to do this. Okay. Okay. So now that I have that out of the way, I'm going to start the general reading. It's for the collective. Please read the pinned comment because I will not be answering any personal questions. Okay, let me put my music back on. Okay, so hi, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Okay, so what does the collective need to know? I'm going into the what's the gossip deck. I haven't used this in a minute. So let's see what messages you need to know at this time. What message does the collective need to know at this time? Just for the highest and greatest good. What message does the collective need to know? What is it that they need to be aware of? What is it that they need to look out for? Okay, what does the collective? Okay, all right. We got the card red flags flying out. Red flags. Warning signs. Ignored intuition. Potential trouble. You knew better. Okay. So I don't know if somebody's giving you if you're not paying attention to red flags, warning signs. Ignored intuition. Potential trouble. You knew better. Let it go. Yeah. If it's sometimes when you're afraid to be lonely, you stay in situations where you're not happy, where you're, situations where people may not be aligned to the type of person you would like to be with. So sometimes you settle. You ignore the red flags, but it's time for you to stop punishing yourself, because when you're with the wrong person, you're punishing yourself. You're draining your time, your energy, investing in somebody and someone who doesn't let's say, you're wasting your time and energy on someone who really isn't looking for the same thing that you are. You know, your energy is valuable. If someone's already giving you the signs, it's important for you to not ignore them to your own detriment. Is to a detriment to yourself. You know, release this connection, release the situation itself, because it doesn't have to be a connection, like a romantic connection. It could be even any friendships or involvement situations that you're in that you may be trying to make work, but it's just too many things. No, I'm not reading. There's no personal reading. This is a collective reading for the collective. So I'm not answering any personal questions. This reading is for the collective. It's for everyone. Okay, so ignored, releasing grudges, emotional freedom, forgiving yourself and others, free your heart. Yeah. If there's something that you've had your heart set on, but it's just so many red flags coming out that you need to just recognize and stop stop looking at things from rose-colored lenses, you know? Don't look at things from rose-colored lenses. You know, oh, this is so funny. Trust the signs, paying attention to guidance, universe speaking clearly, following intuition, message received. So whoever may see this message, because there's only one person, so this may not resonate with the person that's here, but whoever may watch the live stream later on, you may be getting the sign. This reading can be a sign to you. You know, this is like confirmation for you, especially if you've been repeating certain patterns that are familiar lessons, unresolved issues. We've been here before. You know, we've been here before. You've done this before. Yeah. Some of you may be a hopeless romantic. And that may be something that has left you like trapped in these types of situations, or continuously getting into these types of cycles with people where you're fantasizing, you're like thinking about all these things in your mind that don't really match up to reality, that isn't really happening in a 3D, right? You're idealizing love, you're idealizing a person, you're idolizing a person, you know, always looking at the positive. Yes, it's good to look at the positive, but not where you're lying to yourself about what is going on, and you're making excuses for someone, you know? And like it says, trust the sign. Some of you need to close the door on something. You need to end something. It's time for you to create your own closure, letting go, ending chapters, emotional release, and finally free. So that's one reading that we got there. Okay. So that's one. I'll put those cards back. Okay, those cards really came out. It's so funny. I hope everything works out well for you. Okay. Just so everyone knows, I am not answering any questions. Please read the pinned comment. Any questions that are asked, any requests. The only requests I will take are for, and not for this live stream, is for future live streams, where you could give me ideas for themes, the types of readings you would like to see, but I will not be doing personal readings, like answering yes or no questions until further notice. Because I see people like to come by and they like to take, but they don't like to give, you know, and I don't like that. So if you subscribe to my channel, it's because you resonate with the messages that I share with you, not because you're trying to get something out of me. Okay. So let's see, what's the gossip message? So what's the gossip? What's the gossip for the collective? What's the gossip message? Plastic smiles, fake kindness, forced friendliness, hiding resentment behind smiles, friends in name only. So some of you may be having like these types of connections, and it does not have to only be friendship. It could just be like connections at work where it's very fake, it's inauthentic. It's like, I want to see what I can get out of you. So I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be kind. Not nice. I'm gonna be nice. Not kind, nice. Because nice and kind are two different things. You know, nice can be seen as an act. You know, she seems nice. What I've learned is there's a difference between being nice and being kind. Being kind will allow you to create boundaries. And if somebody tries to cross them, you will let them know. You could be kind to somebody, but still have boundaries. People who tend to be nice, and I know this because from my own experience, I used to be nice. They get walked all over. You know, just like your easy targets. Trust me, I know. But now, sometimes, yeah, look at this. Somebody's pretending. There's somebody around you who's pretending. They're saying all the nice things. They're saying everything you want to hear, everything you want. They're doing and saying things because they think that's what you want. You know, they could be making promises to you, but haven't kept them. You know, with broken promises, failed commitments, lost trust, words meant nothing, disappointed expectations. Well, I would say one thing to you all: get rid of expectations. Expectations are fantasies in your mind. Standards is reality. Expectations are fantasies, you know, because you can't expect certain people to do things if they cannot meet you there. So don't expect certain people to meet you where you're at if they're not ready to, if they're not able to, you know, because all you're doing is leading yourself up to disappointment, you know, if you have certain expectations. You know, if you've already told somebody, this is what I accept or I don't accept, and the person doesn't match the standard of what you accept, then you know, you release them. Expectation is like hoping and praying that the person will change or do something, you know? But trust the signs, paying attention to guidance. Universe speaking clearly, following intuition, message received. So this card came out again. So hidden agenda, secret intentions, manipulation disguised as kindness. So, you know, some people can pretend to be kind, you know? Hidden motivations, too helpful to trust. So I don't know if there's somebody around you who is, that stood out to too helpful to trust. So there may be somebody around you who may be like overly helpful to you. But this tends to happen in work. Oh, let me help you with that. And then, but they're doing that because they have a hidden motive. They have a hidden agenda. There's strings attached to their support, their kindness. So I would say this, if you feel like you're feeling a certain way about someone, like you're getting that inkling, because please read the pinned comment. Payback, consequences, returning, karma's cycle. What goes around comes around. I'm going to add that in, and times to settle accounts. So I don't know if you've been dealing with this type of energy where someone has been very sneaky, doing things with a hidden motive, not really telling you the reason why they're doing things, or even people who are overly helpful because they're trying to get information, they're trying to gain some sort of clout. But if this is the type of energy that you've been dealing with, they're going to be getting their karma. They're going to be getting some sort of karma. What goes around comes around. It's the boomerang effect with the payback card. What goes around comes around. Let's see. What is this plastic smiles? Who is this fake person? Who is this fake person? Someone that may have been making plans with you. They could be a water sign energy. I have the Knight of Cups showing up. Someone who has been planning for the future, that may have been making plans with you, but they never really followed through with it. They didn't mean what they said. Okay, so what is... Tell me more about this Knight of Cups. Tell me about this fake person. Honestly, I don't think it's a water sign energy. I feel like it's someone who pretends to be very caring and loving and nurturing, compassionate. I feel like that's the act. They're pretending to be someone that you can trust, someone that you can confide in. I don't think it's a water sign energy. I don't think it's someone with a water sign. I think it's someone who's pretending to be that type of person. Someone that you can be emotionally vulnerable with. Okay, can I get more about this Knight of Cups? Now, this person may like to wear red. Maybe a bit dramatic. I don't know if there's someone who dresses dramatically or acts dramatically, but they seem like a very kind, caring, compassionate person. Four of Pentacles. This could also be someone who may come off as being frugal. Like they kind of want to save their money, but there could be somebody that, I would say this could be somebody that likes to come to you very nice and sweet, but they're here to get something. They're here to take something from you. They come in like, oh, hi, how are you doing? Putting up this facade so that you could bring your guard down and you're like, oh, they're harmless. There's nobody to worry about. But it's like they come to you with this energy, with the purpose of taking, because they're not someone who really gives. This is not a person that gives. They come and take. This person, I want to know what the broken promises are. What are the broken promises? Disappointed expectations, failed commitments, lost trust, words meant nothing. Seven of Wands. This could be someone that has a lot of people who want their attention. I would say too, this is a person that if you try to bring up something that they mentioned, like they say, oh, let's do this. And if it's a romantic situation or it's something with work, like, oh, we should consider this project or whatever it could be. It's broken promise. I feel like it's more love than anything. I think this is more love. I don't think it's work. It might be for some of you. So you need to watch out for someone who may be fake. Could be somebody that has really big teeth. Because I'm looking at their teeth. Maybe even has a gap. It's giving me the purge. The mask of the purge. But let's see. Disappointed expectations, failed commitments, lost trust, words. I feel like if this is whenever you bring something up to this person that they've said, they probably said multiple things to you and never really followed through. But then when you bring something up, they try to deflect it. You see how the person's holding the wand there? This is about defense. So the Seven of Wands is about defending, standing your ground. But I feel like this person, whoever made promises, they, whenever you bring something up, it's like they try to like deflect. They probably try to distract you or bring up something else, or maybe even deflect the blame. Like, oh, well, we don't do this because of you, you know? Or they always have an excuse. Always an excuse. The world. I don't know if this is somebody that wanted to travel with you. They were like, oh, yeah, let's go traveling. And then we have the Two of Wands here. I don't know if this is a person that you thought you were going to be traveling with. And you were like, oh, yeah, you're planning, you're thinking about it. It sounds good. You're excited and everything. And this person's like, oh, I'm just waiting for more money. I'm waiting for me to get more money, you know? Maybe they want you to pay for the trip. I don't have enough money, you know? It's like, you're going to have to take this money from my cold dead hands. Look at his face gripping those $4 fucking dollars. Those $4 fucking dollars. Tell me more about the broken promise. The person like, oh, I can't do it this, like, I don't have time. I have too many things going on. Like they make excuses. They may deflect, they may make excuses. But I feel like this is the world, the traveling. This person probably thought, but the world is also about closing out a cycle too. But in this context, it's more like, I feel like it's more travel than anything. The Knight of Wands. I feel like it reached a point that this person has done it to a certain extent where you're like, you know what? I don't really like this. This person keeps telling me all these things and they keep deflecting and it's like the same shit over and over again. And then you reach this point where you're like on guard. You probably like reached your limit with this person. And you may be wanting to close out this cycle because of the things that they were saying that they were going to do, but they deflect. I don't know what kind of promises this person made, but I feel like it may have to do with traveling because the Two of Wands does have the globe, and it's like the world is your oysters. What can you do? What action you can take? And it could even be about, it doesn't have to be about travel, but it could be about the expansion of your relationship or you're leveling up your relationship. Maybe this person's settled, they're waiting for things to improve in their finances, or they're waiting for something to change in their life, but they keep making excuses about why you and them can't be, like, have a title, or you can't be married, or you can't get serious or anything like that. But, I think you might have reached your breaking point because with the trust of signs, it's like you're like adding everything up. You're like 2 + 2 = 4. It equals those $4 this man is gripping. And you're seeing everything for what it is. And now you're paying attention, you're paying attention to what this person is showing you, In my mind, I don't know if some of you are trying to get revenge on this person. I don't know if you're trying to do something. Maybe you're trying to catch somebody in something, but this is like, because I'm looking at the last 2 cards, hidden agenda, payback. Like you want to get back at somebody. This could be your energy, or it could just be karma, But let's see. I want to know about the hidden agenda. What was this person's intentions? You know what? Let's see what... No. I don't think I need to clarify trust the signs. I kind of want to. I wish I used a different deck. I wish I used a different deck. It's never too late. But I don't have enough time because my lunch break ends soon. I'm going to take this deck. No, not right deck. That's not the right deck. Can we get... I want to see what this trust the signs is, though. I want to get something. just to like narrow it down as much as I can. I don't know if this is a past situation that you were dealing with. I don't know if this is a past situation that you were dealing with that you've already moved on from. Because toxic love, when I split the deck. Pain disguises passion, addictive patterns, harmful attachment, can't live without. Like, I feel like that's what it was. And I think that's something that you realize too, that this wasn't a very healthy dynamic. If there was other things going on too, if this person was manipulative in other ways, I think that you could have been faking it too. Maybe faking being happy in this situation, but it just drained you. And then you had some sort of an epiphany, you were enlightened in some way with a divine intervention, unexpected guidance, universe stepping in, redirect the path, saved just in time. So I don't know if there was something worse that was going to happen, but I think that if this is something that you already walked away from, or you're planning to move away from, you're going to be experiencing some sort of glow up in your life. There's going to be like something positive changing in this. But I feel like now we're going to find out what the hidden agenda is. Some of you need to trust your intuition. You know, if you've been this connection has been very disappointing and you've even felt like you had to pretend to be happy in it, then that's your sign that it's time for you to move on. You can't force a square peg into a round hole. You know, you can't force something. If something's not meant to work out, if something's not aligning, then it's time to release. Okay. So this person, tell me about hidden agenda. Eight of Cups. Remember I said this person may wear red? I don't like that. I feel like this person may have wanted to be with you or around you because they wanted your attention. They had no intention of staying. Because the Eight of Cups with the Wands, that was their hidden agenda. They just wanted your attention. They didn't want anything serious. They just wanted you to see them, recognize them, admire them, you know, but their intention was never to stay with the Eight of Cups. You know, that was their intention. This person was planning on leaving. Remember I said this person could be a person that's embodying water sign energies, pretending to be very caring, compassionate, romantic, you know, saying the right things to get what they want. I mentioned red. And look at this figure in the Eight of Cups. He's wearing red. He or she, I don't know what you prefer. I don't know who you're dealing with. I don't know. Is it male, feminine, masculine, he, she, they, them? I don't know. But I feel like that was the person's hidden agenda. But I feel like some of you, there's going to be some sort of retribution for this person for playing with you. You know, especially if you're a really good person and like you are really good, you're really pure, you're favored, you're protected. It's like this person is going to get some sort of payback. I want to know what that is. What is this person's payback? What is this person's payback? What is this person's payback? I feel like it's also this. Because if this is a toxic love situation, what's they said, the best revenge, people like to do the revenge bodies, you know? So if this person drained the life out of you, you know, sucked the life out of you, left you with dark circles and wrinkles, looking older than you really are, and, you know, had you pretending to be happy in a situation that you were completely miserable in, that it's like, this is going to be the revenge. I feel like they're going to see you glow up And they're going to be missing out, you know? But I feel like there's something else too. It's not always that. They're going to have some sort of very painful ending in some situation in their life. They may be, because you got the Ten of Swords, something like, there's going to be something drastic that may be happening to them where they may be having to start something from scratch. Yeah. It may have to do with their finances. You see how she's offering the coin? And I mentioned earlier, this person may be very frugal, maybe holding back energy, time. I didn't say time and energy, but you know, Four of Pentacles is someone who's like reserved. They feel very safe in the comfort zone. I'm just clarifying that because I didn't say that in the beginning about the Four of Pentacles. There may be some sort of financial opportunity that they may have, or even someone that they may be interested in that is going to maybe even destroy them, like destroy their ego, like show them who they really are, you know. And it could also be you, you know. Yeah. I said it could be you. And then the sun comes out. You're going to be happy. You're going to be glowing. You're going to be radiant and whatever your gender is, right? But this person, they're going to be losing out. What else? Okay. But it could be another energy that they may try to pull the same shit with, but she may like show him or them, show them. I say she because I feel like they're gonna be trying. I feel like they're this person, their payback is there might be somebody else that they may encounter. I feel you walk away, you move on. This person is gonna humble the fuck out of this person. You know, she's gonna show them, because there's a she there, but it's a he or they are gonna show this person who they are. And it's probably going to obliterate them because they're going to be seeing their reflection and then they're not going to like what they see, you know? And this person most likely is going to reject them is what I'm getting, you know? And that's where it is. This is probably somebody that if there was another person that they may have been more giving or generous to or loving or like actually putting in the time and effort with, maybe more serious with, but they just came around for your attention because sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens for people. And yeah, this person may not even choose them. They may choose somebody else. They'll be like, yeah, I give my coins to somebody else. It could even be some sort of job opportunity that they miss out on. Maybe a promotion that they were working on getting. They may not get chosen. And that's gonna destroy them. That's gonna be their karma. Because karma, it's different for everybody. Because not everybody cares about the same thing. You know, not everybody values the same thing. So you may think, oh, you know, they may get their heart broken. Maybe they get their heart broken, right? Even though it's the Ten of Swords, they may even lose a job. It could be that too. But I don't think it's to that. It could be to that extent, depending on how shitty this person is and how much bad karma they've racked up over the years. But I feel like they're not going to get chosen for something. Yeah, so, but ultimately, you're the one that's going to end up being happy. You know, like I said, you're going to be glowing, you're going to be radiant, you're going to be moving on, and you're no longer having to put up a mask and having to settle for something that's not even for you. You know, this person, whoever they weren't for you. And you may have been very hopeful and optimistic that they would be, but they're not. There's somebody better going to be coming around, you know, and I don't have to look at the cards to know that. That's just what typically happens. Because if you've been a very good, kind person and you haven't been or did anything to harm anybody intentionally, and if you have, and you've been gracious and humble enough to take accountability and apologize and make things right, you know, you're doing something good. You're making things right for yourself. You're turning the wheel of fortune in your favor. And when you're someone like that, you're racking up your good karma points. But not because that's what you're doing. It's just because you may naturally be a very good person that this person probably took advantage of, you know? So I hope this reading was helpful to some of you. I'm going to be ending this live stream because my lunch break is going to be over soon. So I'm going to be going live later this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern time. But I'm not, please, if you come at 6 p.m., I am not answering any questions. I already scheduled the reading. For 6 p.m. and I already put the title of what it's going to be. It's going to be no contact reading for all the signs. I'm going to go through Aries all the way from Aries to Pisces in the order of the sign, of the zodiac. And I'm going to be reading each sign's no contact message. So if you want to see that, be a part of that, just watch it or anything, because I'm not going to be answering any questions. So I'm going to tell you now, don't waste your time and energy sending me a note asking me to read for you, because I'm not going to read a personal question. So those of you who, if you enjoyed this reading and you want to see what message, no contact message may resonate with you, and you can look at any of your signs, any of your strong placements on your chart, feel free to do that. I'm going to add timestamps to that as well later on after the stream. So I hope to see you later on today. If you want to see more from me, please be sure to like this live stream, subscribe to my channel, and put your notification bell if you want to be notified when I'm live. I will be live again at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you then. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening, wherever you are, and you stay safe. Bye.